If you're a mid to senior level professional who has been applying to dozens of jobs, maybe even hundreds, and you're barely getting callbacks, or worse, you're getting interviews but no offers, then what I'm about to share with you in the next few minutes might be the most important thing you hear about in your career this year. Underpaid and frustrated. And I'm going to show you exactly why that is, and more importantly, what to do about it instead. Now, before we talk about what actually works, we need to address what's keeping you stuck. Because here's what most professionals believe right now: the market is terrible. No one can help me. I just need to wait it out. When you've sent out 200 applications and heard nothing back, it's easy to think the problem is the market. But here's the truth: the market isn't the problem, your positioning is. The second belief I hear constantly is I'm not sure if career coaching will work for me. And that makes sense if you've tried traditional career advice: update your resume, network more, and apply to more jobs. The same generic advice that everyone gives. But that advice treats you like everyone else, and it doesn't position you as the leader that you are. And the third belief, the one that kills momentum faster than anything else, that a salary increase is not possible right now. But let me tell you about my client, Lisa. She was underpaid at a startup, and 6 months later, she was a director at a major company with a $15,000 salary increase. That increase helped her and her husband buy their first house and start their family. Or my client Jean, who was in such a toxic environment that she needed out immediately. And 6 weeks later, she had a new role with a $30,000 salary increase. Hi, my name is Valerie, and over the past 15 years, I've helped mid and senior level professionals land roles that they actually love, with salary increases ranging from $15,000 to $60,000 or more. I've been on both sides of the hiring table. I've built public-private partnerships. I've run a nonprofit as a director, and I've been directly involved in hiring decisions for years. I've also written resumes and coached professionals for over 15 years. But here's what makes my approach different. I don't just take the typical HR approach that most coaches use. I combine that with a sales and marketing strategy. Because here's the reality: when you're looking for a job, you're not just applying. You're marketing and you're selling your expertise. You need to think like a hiring manager while acting like a salesperson. And when my clients finally understand this shift, everything changes. So, what's the actual solution? It's what I call the Career Catalyst Accelerator, and it's built on 3 phases that most people completely skip over. In the first phase, we focus on your career materials and positioning. And this is where we fix how you're presenting yourself on paper and online. Not just your resume, but your entire professional brand. We position you as a leader and an expert in your field, so that when hiring managers see your materials, you stand out as someone that they need to interview. In the second phase, we focus on branding and networking. And this is where most people fail. Because in this phase, people think the branding and networking is just going to random events or sending out connection requests. And that's wrong. Strategic networking means getting in front of the right people, the right way, with the right message. It means building your authority and getting visible to decision makers and creating opportunities that may never even make it to a job board. And the third is closing the deal. And this is where we make sure you don't just get an offer, but you get an offer with a salary increase. We prepare you to negotiate like a pro, position your value correctly, and close the deal on your terms. And when you follow this system, you're not just another applicant hoping to get lucky or taking whatever job. You're strategically positioned candidate who is hiring managers are excited to bring on board. Lisa came to me underpaid and underappreciated at a startup. She wanted to work for a bigger company, but didn't know how to position herself for that level. And after going through this accelerator, she landed a director role at a larger company with a $15,000 salary increase. It was 6 weeks when she signed the offer with a $30,000 salary increase. Or my most recent one, who just left her job and is starting in a brand new role in city government with a 29% salary increase. She stuck with it through the government shutdown, and she stuck with it through some personal issues, and she made it to exactly where she wanted. But that's what it means when you have the right support and the right strategy. These people are not unicorns. When you have the right support and the right strategy and the right positioning, great things can happen. But now here's what I want to talk to you about before our call. What's it costing you to stay where you're at right now? If you're unemployed, you're losing income every single month. Let's say you're targeting roles around 120,000 to about 150,000 a year. That's 10,000 to around 13,000 in lost income every month that you're not working. If you're stuck in a role that's underpaying you by about 30,000 over 5, that's $150,000. And that doesn't even count for the compounding effect on your retirement savings. What about the emotional cost, the frustration, the stress on your family, the feeling of being stuck and undervalued? Here's the truth. Doing nothing has a price tag. And it's a lot more expensive than investing in a system that actually works. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, this sounds great, but I'm not sure I can afford to invest in coaching right now. And I want to reframe that for you. The Career Catalyst Accelerator is a $5,000 investment over 5 months. If you land a role with just a $15,000 salary increase, the smallest that my clients typically see, you've paid for the program 3 times over in the first year alone. If you land a role with a $30,000 salary increase, you're looking at a 6 times return in year 1. And remember, that salary increase doesn't just affect this year. It affects every year for the rest of your career. It affects your retirement savings. It affects your family's financial security. This isn't an expense. It's an investment that pays dividends for decades. And honestly, finding a role that actually aligns with who you are, where you're valued and appreciated, that's priceless. So here's what's going to happen on our call together. We're going to spend about 45 minutes diving deep into your specific situation. I'm going to ask you targeted questions about your job search. How many applications you've sent out, how many interviews you're getting, what your goals are, and where you're trying to go. And then I'm going to show you exactly what's not working in your career, give you a customized strategy for how to fix it. Now, to get the most value out of our time together, I need you to come prepared. Have your job search data ready. How many applications you've sent over, how many interviews you've gotten, what roles you're targeting, what your salary goals are. And just as importantly, come with an open mind. Step out of fear, step into possibility. Because if you show up defensive or skeptical, you're going to miss what could be the breakthrough you've been looking for. Make sure you're in a quiet environment where we can talk openly, somewhere private where you can focus. And look, here's the bottom line. You can keep doing what you've been doing, sending out applications, hoping something sticks, or you can try a different approach, one that's already helped hundreds of professionals just like you land roles that they love with $15,000 to $16,000 to $60,000 salary increases. I'm looking forward to our call. Come ready to be honest about what's not working, and I promise I'll show you exactly what needs to change. See you soon.